Hello everyone. Today we are going to let me just move that, review this movie called Splatter from 2009. Now this was a very short film. The runtime on it was only just under 30 minutes. So basically this film was about, not basically, sorry. So this film was about this guy named Johnny Splatter, um, it, committing suicide, I guess, at the very beginning of the movie. Based on the fact that all of the people around him wanted him dead. So I guess he took his own life due to that. It seems like a kind of weird thing to make a movie about, but okay. It is what it is. I guess it was supposed to be some sort of like horror short film type deal. It was made back in 2009. It was not a great movie at all. um, it was really weirdly done. They could have changed so much about it. Like, I liked the concept going into it that he invited everybody, or everybody was at his funeral, and then he kind of traps them in his house and begins killing them off. I think the thing that threw me off, that made me dislike it the most the first time I watched it, was probably the fact that he's somehow undead, which seemed odd to me because this movie could have worked so much better if he had just trapped them in his house and basically set them up to die in their own ways without, I don't know, setting it up weirdly too, because these people could have found a way to escape instead of listening to him on the TV, and he's in the house the entire time with them as an undead person, and none of them decide that they should just go and find him in the room that he's in, while they're clearly being shown in the TV downstairs what he's doing to the other person while they're all just sitting there watching. The whole concept seemed very weird to me. And I know that this type of movie has obviously been done before, like the whole trapping people and killing them off. Saw's done it, which was the first Saw was long before this movie. So I guess maybe that's kind of what they were going with. Johnny Splatter's character, he's supposed to be this rock star. So I guess his ex basically stole one of his songs from him. His psychiatrist told him that he should take electroshock therapy to basically control him and make money off of book sales and being on Oprah and so forth. And then his manager, I guess, basically just ditched him. And his bass player or backup guitarist, or maybe it was his lead guitarist, I guess was always jealous of him. I'm not really. And then he had this new girlfriend slash, I don't know whether she was some sort of groupie or whatever, that he was in love with, but I guess you find out later on in the movie that she's the one that basically ripped his heart out and sold it to the tabloids. I don't know why he said tabloids. He could have said the devil. That would have made a little bit more sense, but anyhow, he ends up killing his ex and his newest girlfriend, I guess, in a way she was. And his psychiatrist dies when they realize all their cell phones are off, and he goes into this old telephone booth that he got Johnny, and he gets electrocuted to death. How did the other guy die? Oh yeah, he died by high sound frequencies, or high decibel sounds. It just made his ears bleed to the point of death. Some of these were quite odd, and the special effects were not that great and quite overboard for what they needed to be. And the sound effects were weird, especially when he drops the heart on the bed. It kind of sounded like a wet cloth, like hitting the floor, which didn't really work. But I didn't know that Corey Feldman. I've heard that. Knew I had heard that name before, so I went back and seen some of the other stuff he was in, and I've seen him in a couple other things. I do believe he's a fairly well-known actor, I thought, but I guess he's been in quite a bit of low-budget stuff, including this one. But yeah, this film was really bad. It was trying to be like a knockoff version of Saw, I thought, and Johnny Splatter's character was like a mix between that and like a really bad version of Freddy. Like, it was almost like he was trying to create a nightmare sequence in these people's lives by locking them in this house, sort of deal. But he was just an undead person rather than Freddy, who's just haunting your dreams. It kind of seemed like that's who he was trying to mimic in a way, which was really weird. I don't think there's much else I can say about this movie other than the book that they find. They figure out that there's a way to stop Johnny, and his manager is the last one alive who has to remember this incantation and to burn the bag of body parts that he has to cut off each person. I believe it was an arm, a finger, an ear, and an eye each of the other dead bodies. So like one body part from each person, I guess, was the whole deal. I thought it would have been each of those body parts from each person, and then he has to mix it with his own blood, and that's how he's supposed to be able to kill Johnny. So then at the end, his manager says, I'll make you a deal, I'll make you famous again, we'll turn this around, make this look like it was just a whole joke and an accident, and you've recovered from your wound. So then Johnny performs this other incantation, brings his ex back to life, so that I guess they can restart their band, which seems kind of weird, because why would you even want to do that after you'd already killed all of them? To get your revenge, it seems silly to make another deal, but anyhow, that's how the movie ends, with him basically telling his manager that he'll get 5% commission, not 10% commission. Such a weird line. But yeah, there were several ways this movie could have been changed to make it so much better for a short film. Because, yeah, even the one interaction in the hallway with him and his ex-girlfriend, she's standing there talking to him instead of trying to find anything in the hallway to, like, hit him with and get away from him. She just stands there and talks to him. It's like a normal conversation, and then he grabs her hair and slits her throat with a CD. Just the interactions in this movie could have gone down a whole lot better if it was trying to be a horror film, at least in my perspective, and it probably could have been even about an hour long if they changed the storyline a little bit. But hey, that's just my take on this film. So I would give it about I would give it a 3 out of 10. I just did not enjoy, and I've watched other short films in the past before, but this one was just not enjoyable. The whole undead aspect of it ruined it for me completely. If he had just been dead and in the casket and then played this game with them, that would have been a way better concept as far as I'm concerned. But hey, I wasn't the one who wrote it, so I can't really say what the direction of the film was supposed to be, but there were so many things that could have just been better in this film. So yeah, that's why I'm giving it a 3 out of 10. And wow, I'm actually surprised I could talk about a 29-minute film for that long. So I will, yes, like, share, subscribe, and comment down below your thoughts on this film if you've ever seen it. If you haven't seen it, go watch it still, but everybody has their own take on every film, right? So don't let this ruin it for you. Who knows? You may totally enjoy the film. It may be right up your alley. It is definitely a B-rated movie, so do not go into it with high expectations, because it is not going to be a Hollywood film for sure. So if you want it just for some laughs and just something to sit down and watch when you're in a hurry or something, this would be the film of choice, I guess, to do that with. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye for now.